Okay. Hopefully that's Ellen watching. Ellen, I saw you were tuned into the other Facebook video from last week, so hopefully you were able to catch me here. Here I am. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Happy belated 4th of July. Hi, Chandra. Hi, welcome. What does that say? It says, oh, you're a sharer. Yay, cool. Oh, well, I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. And, okay, what happened there? Ah, there we are. Okay, hang on. There we are. Okay. All right, I think we're ready. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and if you are still celebrating and being off today, hi Nicole, yay for that, and thank you for choosing to spend some time with me. Yay. It's been a little weird here. So some of you have asked, we have some friends who, I'm all lopsided. So some of you have asked, we have some friends who have relatives that are still trapped in the building in Surfside in Miami, and so I can't even imagine what they're going on with my shirt. What's going on with, like what they're going through. But we have been, sending as many prayers and channels and things as we can to help with that situation. So it's, we continue to pray every day. At this point, we're not, we're no longer praying for miracles. We're praying for recovery. And that sucks. But, the things that I know about the soul is that regardless of whether we're ready or not, our souls have pre-programmed exit points. And when I say regardless of whether we are ready or not, I mean we, the people left behind. And so, all we can do is send love and support. I'm Jewish, so we send food, and just to be there, because the biggest thing people need is just to know they're not alone. The biggest thing folks need when they're going through a grief cycle is just to know that they're not alone. So somehow, when enough time passes, all things work together for good. And it is our job to keep that faith in the universe, to remember that somehow all things work together for good. I don't like to say everything happens for a reason, because sometimes there's just not reasons we can understand. I can't understand how, why these people had to, be taken from a building collapse and in the most horrible way imaginable. So I don't like to say everything happens for a reason, but I do like to say that all things work together for good. So even in our most horrible, tragic times, we still have, things that come to blessing out of tragedy. And so for me, that's something I hold on to, is that, blessing comes out of tragedy if we, A, if we're willing to see it, and B, if we give it enough time. The other thing I want to say is, because we've been talking a lot this weekend about Tropical Storm Elsa, because of course a storm that's going to hit Central Florida would be named after a Disney princess, right? So, hurricanes and tropical storms, and gratefully this is staying a tropical storm, and hopefully that will continue as it crosses the Keys and gets into the warmer water of the Gulf. Hurricanes and storms, it's hurry up and wait. And so as I was working on writing my newsletter this weekend, and we were doing all of our, okay, what do we need to do to prepare for a storm in case this thing blows up and all of that kind of stuff. And what I remembered is we have to hurry up and wait, because that's what I remembered and what was given to me. Because that's what a hurricane is about. It's about hurry up and wait, because you know your prep. If you've been through hurricanes before, you know the prep that you need to do. I've got a bird feeder out front I need to take down. I got to take down all my little yard, decorations. I've got little flags that say, no hate, and all lives matter and all that kind of stuff. Black Lives Matter and all my pride get all the different things, the little flags I have in my front yard. It's really one flag that has all the signs. They want to pick those things up. I want to bring my plants in. I can't do anything about my garden, but I have some other pots and plants on the patio, and I want to bring those under cover. And so there are things that you do. You go to the grocery store, you get extra batteries, you get water, and make sure you have, supplies and resources in case you lose power. We're very lucky here. Most of our power lines are underground. But there are things that you do to prepare. When I was growing up, and my children have happily adopted this tradition. When there was a storm coming, we would get donuts because it was something that you can kind of see the wind starting to kick up outside my window because that was something that would calm. I want to say calm the kids because we were all excited that we got donuts, but we would be calmer because we were having something. Even though they hopped us up with sugar, we wouldn't be so upset, and we would get through the storm. And so my kids are like, "Hey, storm donuts!" So some traditions are very important, but then you hurry up and wait, and that's the universe. And this is what was given to me as I sat down to write my newsletter and to say, what is it that I want to talk about, what is it that we want to share with you this week. That was really the biggest message: is be prepared, do the work, and hurry up and wait, because that is the way of the universe. And it's our job as the humans to be able to say, this is what I want, this is what I need, this is what I'm trying to create or manifest or ask for, or this is where I'm going, this is what I am putting out into the world, and this is what I want back from the universe. And I have done all the prep work. I have held gratitude in my heart. I have applied for the job. I have kept the faith. I have done the ritual of the 2 cups. I have done everything. I have announced it to the universe. I have reached out to people who can help me, and I have believed with all my heart and soul that this can and will happen for me. And then we hurry up and wait. And it's like waiting for a hurricane. It is agonizing because, for the NOAA, which is the National Oceanic Association of something, NOAA. I lived in Florida most of my life. I should know what this is. I don't. But NOAA is where we go to for all of our hurricane tracking and storm tracking. And so, those reports come out every 4 hours. And so every 4 hours, because my husband right now is in Tampa, where the tropical storm is going. And so every 4 hours, I look for the updated numbers, right? Every 4 hours, I look for the updated numbers, and I believe that everything is going to be okay. And we, and that's what we do. And so I was so struck by this analogy that they sent me of hurricane preparedness and manifestation. And you wouldn't really think that those 2 things would go together, but in my mind. And as they continued to explain it to me, because it is our job as the humans in the equation to do what we can. There's a saying that I always liked. There's a lot of them. God can't move a parked car. God feeds the birds, but he won't throw the food in the nest. I mean, there's a whole lot of these, little platitudes of get your butt in gear, right? Is basically what that means. And so I have always really loved that idea that we have so much power to create. We have so much power. I want to say that again. We have so much power to create our own reality. We do. Now, that doesn't mean that awful things aren't still going to happen, like a building collapse or a car accident or, things that we are not aware of on the human level, but that the soul is aware of. Like, it is time for me to go. This isn't a pre-programmed exit point, and I'm going to leave at this point. And so our soul has these pre-programmed exit points. Before it even comes here, the soul has decided that these are the things I want to accomplish. This is the stuff I'm coming to do. This is my grocery list. And when I get either to the end of my grocery list, or if I feel I can go no further, these are exit points that I can take. And so we have these opportunities. And for the humans who are not privy to such information, it appears as horrific tragedy, and it appears as freak accidents. And that's not the truth of the universe. However, none of that knowledge lessens the pain and the loss and the shock and the anguish that we have when our loved ones are so abruptly taken from us for reasons we can't understand with our human brains.
But in the mind, we have so much power to create the life, to create the energy, to live in that energy, and to manifest what we are truly trying to create in our world and in our lives. When we believe that, we accelerate that, we accentuate that power. It's like turning the volume up. Okay, you can say, this is what I want, but if you don't truly believe it, then you're not sending out the energy to create it. I love this line, and I love the original Tim Allen Santa Claus movie. And I love this line. One of the elves who is showing around Tim Allen, and she's showing him the village of the North Pole. And he says, I don't believe it. And she says, well, that's your problem. She says, kids don't have to see this to know that it's real. They believe it without seeing it. And grown-ups need, we're adults, we need to see things before we will believe in them. And that, it makes all the difference. Because when you can believe in something, whether or not you can see it, or whether or not you can see the path to it, you create so much more power when you just believe. Mike Dooley talks about the accursed hows, that it's not our job to understand how do I get from here to there. It's not our job to know the details and the minutia of how we will get there. That is up to the universe, that we put it out to the universe and then we believe that it will happen. Chandra is exactly right. We believe that it will happen, and the universe will take care of the accursed hows for us. And if you've been following me for any kind of time, you may have seen me play with my little gears before, where this gear turns this gear, turns this gear, turns this gear, turns this gear, and then all of a sudden way over here is the thing that you wanted, that gear that turns, that rings the bell, but it all started with this gear over here that had to turn this one, turn this one, turn this one, turn this. So we can't see how these things, are going. Hi, Brazil. I will tell you a story with my husband. He's got this new job, and we're just delighted and grateful, a little bit nervous about this new job. And during the pandemic, he got offered a 1 day a week job, doing something that was basically what he knows how to do and what he does extremely well, a little bit different. And he went in there and he just crushed it, and he had a great time. And then that job ended, and we were like, all right, well, what's going to happen now? Except that if you think about it, like the minor leagues and the major leagues, the minor leagues job was done, and he called up the guy who hired him and said, all right, what else? And they're like, terrific, the job just opened up in the major leagues and you're it. And I mean, what an amazing thing, because we would have never thought there would have been a job in this, major league, environment for him. We never would have thought, to even look for a job there. And yet they were like, yep, you did really great. And there wasn't a job in the major leagues when he started over here, but 9 months later, something else happened that had nothing to do with us, but the wheel, the gears, and the cogs, and the turn, and the turn, and the turn, and the turn, and poof, a job. And to be honest, this is like a dream job for my husband, and what an amazing gift. So, but when I sat down and I talked with him about it, and I said, well, what do you think? He says, this is what I've been manifesting and believing in all this time. I knew that this is a bigger organization, and that if this went well, there could maybe open a door for me in the bigger show. And so I am believing this, and this is what I have been manifesting. And over here for me, all I was thinking about was, my husband's going to eventually have to go back to, a real job, or he works for himself, but eventually he's going to have to go back to working more than just 1 day a week. And what I had put out to the universe was, I want him to make the money he deserves. I want him not to have to travel to be away for 10, 15, 18, 20 days at a time, and I want him to be happy and engaged in doing something that's interesting to him. Well, I got everything that I asked for. He got everything that he asked for, because the universe moved all the cogs to make those things happen. And so our job is to ask the universe. And sometimes we don't know what to ask for. And so that's one of the things that we really want to talk about. So in a lot of people's world right now, in at least the United States, this is the beginning of July. This is the beginning not just of a new month, but this is also the beginning of a fiscal year. So for some companies and organizations, the fiscal year goes January to December. And for a lot of others, like mine with Mary Kay, the fiscal year goes from July 1st to June 30th. And so for a lot of people, we're now in the beginning of the year. clear. And so where do you want to go? What do you want to create? Because the thing that I want to be very clear about is you have so much more power than you think. And if we get ourselves all caught up in the news and the drama, and myself included, because I've been really watching the tropical storm, and I've been watching the situation in Miami, and if we are really looking at at all of that stuff, it takes us out of our head and out of our heart, because then our heart, so my heart gets so sad to watch everything that's going on, and then I get angry, and then I am focused on things that are of the human and not focused on things that are of the heart. And you've heard me talk about vibrating at love or above, and keeping our thoughts and our energy and our beliefs in a place of love. And so, Chandra, yes, because we do need to ask for so much more, because we are worth so much more. We are worthy of so much more. And here's the other word: we are capable of so much more if we will allow ourselves to believe it before we see it, and choose to ask for it. Dare to dream greatly. Dare to ask for it. And then you got to believe it. You got to just release it to the universe and say, this is what I want. This is what I believe I can and have and am deserving of and am worthy of, and where I can make a difference. Aha. Oh, thunder. Aha. That's a big part of it. A place where I can make a difference, okay? What I prayed for my husband was for him to be able to have work that was engaging and meaningful and challenged him and gave him excitement and interest and was provocative to him, and that did something that made a difference in the world. And so he's working on a production that makes so many people happy. I don't profess to completely understand it, but it makes so many people happy, and that makes a difference. So as you are looking at what things can I do that I'm capable of, that would make me happy, and that would bring financial benefit, and that would bring mental stimulation and personal satisfaction, the other piece of that is that will make a difference in the world. What can you do that will bring your talents to the table, that will raise your vibration, thereby raising the vibration of the people around you, that will bring light to the world? Be a blessing to the world. Bring light, bring love, because when that is the reason behind what we want and why we want it, that is the most powerful. Love and gratitude are the engines of the universe. And when you say, I want to be able to do this because I want to enrich people's lives, I want to bring more light into the world, I want to help people change their situation, I want people to do something that is going to help other people. And it could be as simple as creating a TV show that is bringing joy to people and giving the opportunity for people to connect and come together. That's important, because coming together is one of the biggest things that we are missing in the world right now, and especially the last year of the pandemic has made that worse, because we have had to find different ways and new ways to connect, but it has really pulled people apart. And we have had to work harder to connect. And so when we do something and we say, I want to bring something to the world that will help bring people together, bring people joy, bring people happiness, bring people betterment in some kind of way, that is so powerful for the universe. And the universe says, Chandra, you are worth so much and you have so much to offer the world. We are going to move these cogs, gears, and bam, here is a blessing, a gift, a job, a promotion, a raise, a something for you. So dare to dream greatly. Dare to dream greatly. Dare to ask beyond what you think you are worth. Because I guarantee you, whatever you think you are worth twice. At least. At least. And believe it before you see it. Believe it before you see it. Don't wait for proof in the pudding. Believe it, and the proof will come. I promise you. Oh! Sorry, my Instagram fell down. Hello. Sorry. My phone is on Instagram. It's stuck to my computer monitor by the suction cup. Wait a minute. So, okay. So, I want to tell you, that is the essence of mediumship, where I believe what I am hearing, seeing, feeling that I am knowing in my mind, in this back part of my mind, in my ears and my eyes and my visions, that I believe. When I can say to somebody, there's something on your wrist that belongs to your father, and I don't know what it is, and the person says, oh yes, I have a tattoo of my father's signature. Now, I can't know that, but they can know that. And my job is to trust in with what they can know, because they can know so much more than we can, because they see it all. So I can trust them. And when you have that kind of relationship with spirit, it makes it so much easier. So here's me with this battle, and now it's starting to rain, and I hear thunder, and if you can see the trees in the window behind me, you'll see them start to move with the wind, as we are starting to get, you know, the outer bands of Tropical Storm Elsa. And you know, here in Florida, we're very used to rain. But as much as I am human, the same as everyone, and I know that my angels, my guides, my loved ones in spirit, especially my Nana, is looking out for my husband wherever he is, because he's over in Tampa, and that's where the storm's going to hit. So I know that he's being protected. I know he's being looked out for, and I know that he is going to be okay. And even with all that I know, my human part is going, please bring him home, it's be safe, da da da. I don't want him to get, you know, blown off the road by a gust of wind, and, you know, all of these things that we allow ourselves to feed into. And I am guilty. Because we talked all weekend about, you know, what our options were and what he needed to do with this new job, and you know, how to keep himself safe and all the things. So we all have this battle of, this is what my human brain is saying, like reality, right? This is the part that says, I should be fearful. I should not ask for more. I shouldn't be selfish. I should blah, blah, blah. And then there's the soul brain, the higher mind, which is like, no, you are a creature of divine light. You came as a spark of the divine. You are still connected to the divine. You are protected. You are loved. You will be lifted. You will be supported, and you are worth so much more than you would ever even think to ask for. And I say, you know, I like that mindset much better. And so I will lean into that. And we lean into that. We stay in that place of love and gratitude, and it changes our energy. Because when we're in a place of worry and fear and lack, our energy goes to the floor. Okay? And when our energy goes to the floor, don't ask me to make that sound again, I probably couldn't, but when our energy goes to the floor, we are susceptible to energetic attack from negative entities, from energy vampires, from manipulation, from narcissists, and all of those kind of things. And we are susceptible to falling into the tide pool of negative energy where we circle ourselves. And my husband and I, we had this conversation all day yesterday, and I kept saying, nope, we're going in a circle. Nope, we're going in a circle. Because then we just amp ourselves up, and we wind ourselves up into a snit of going around and around and around the same discussion with nothing being resolved, because there was nothing to resolve, because none of it was in our control. And to be able to say, okay, we need to stop that circle. We need to come back to the place of love and gratitude. We need to come back to the place of, we are so blessed and lucky and to have this job and this opportunity for you to go out and do something really meaningful and engaging for yourself and meaningful for your family and so meaningful for the people who are going to see this production and all of the wonderful things. And we are going to stay in that belief that you have this job for a reason and that you are protected. You've been led to this, and we are going to be so grateful for this, and we're just going to trust that everything's going to be okay. And you lift your vibration, and all those fears and doubts can go away, and then solutions are presented, lots of thunder, and then you are able to think of solutions and coping mechanisms and ideations, ideas at a totally different level. When you're here and you're in the basement, the ideas you're going to come up with are going to be, they're going to be crappy ideas, because they're going to be low vibration and fear-based ideas. But when you are in the place of love and gratitude and belief before seeing, you are going to create marvelous ideas and wonderful solutions and tremendous opportunities, because you are creating from a place of love and possibility and endless potential. Thunder cracks and says I'm right. The universe agrees. I always think that well-timed thunder is the universe agreeing with me. Toby is not a fan of thunder, so he is my Toby is 21 years old, and so he sits in my desk drawer. I don't know if Instagram can see him. He sits in my desk drawer. He is not a fan of thunder. So, all right, let's get to some cards. So first of all, I want to see which of our goddesses is with us today. Which is of our goddesses is with us this week. So I really love to use this deck. This is the Colette Baron Reed Goddess Power Oracle deck. I do want to say that the beginning mediumship class is starting this Thursday. The Becoming an Empowered Empath online course is still available. We decided to leave that enrollment open so people could join it when they needed it, rather than keeping it in batches. And we have decided to leave that online course open. So if you're interested in Becoming an Empowered Empath online course, that is at SherryDworkin-SmithLearn.com. And our beginning mediumship class is a 6 weeks live class, and that's going to start this Thursday. And I think it's at 7:30. I have to look. And that is going to be for about 90 minutes each week for 6 weeks, and that is a beginning mediumship class. Even if you are not thinking that you are wanting to be a medium yourself, the things that you will learn, the skills, the abilities, the intuition, the really raising your vibration, tapping into your intuition in a whole new way, all of these things are going to help you communicate with your higher mind and your loved ones on the other side. So whether or not you're thinking that mediumship is something for you, increasing your knowledge and your skills and your ability is always going to be a blessing. So the goddess that is with us this week is Ishtar. Chandra, I see you. We're going to do the cards first, and then we'll get some messages if we can. So right now we're going to just pray my internet holds out. So while we do this, so sometimes when it gets very thundery, and here in Central Florida, we are the lightning capital of the world. So here in Central Florida, we get lots of lightning, and so we just want to make sure our internet holds out, so we don't get knocked out by the storm. So Ishtar. She is the goddess of communion. So it says your intimate, oh my goodness. Okay, so this is Ishtar, okay? Ishtar, I-S-H-T-A-R, Ishtar. This says your intimate relationship with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. It's time to commune with the great goddess, the aspect of the conscious, the aspect of the conscious universe in her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle and opens up to and communicates everything you need in the forms of signs, omens, and messages. Now is the time to pay attention to the synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. So this is the Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar. I love that because that is everything that we just finished talking about. So I absolutely love that. And the cards are always right on the money. They don't lie. The cards just don't lie. So I think that is amazing. I know, sweetheart. I know you're not happy. I know. And there's another dog under my desk also, under my feet. That's Dixie. I can't get her up here, but she's under my desk because she doesn't like the thunder either. All right, so we're going to grab our Oracle of the Seven Energies, also a Colette Baron Reed card deck, and I love her cards. I love her artist. The artist that she works with that creates the art for her cards, I think is just incredible. And so as much as I love Colette's cards, and I do, I love her artist more. I love her artistry. And so this is Earth Magic, and so this is root chakra, right? This is going to be root chakra. Card number 1, it is rooted in our base chakra, and this is all about trusting, staying grounded, connected to the earth, connecting with yourself, keeping your feet on the ground, and believing that everything is okay. So when we're talking about, especially here in Florida with a tropical storm, we're talking about keeping our root chakra, our base chakra needs met, which is a roof over your head, money in the bank, food in the fridge, your core needs, safety and security. And so this is all about reminding yourself that you are safe and that you are okay, and that for everything that is going, because you are being asked to trust in the divine right now, you are being asked to really open up your eyes, your ears, and trust something bigger than you that is going on in the universe. And this is still reminding you right here, right now, saying all will be well, because you are keeping your feet on the ground, and we have got you. I love the timing of thunder. That we have got you, that you are grounded. Everything is going to be okay. Trust us because you are safe and grounded. Okay, for me, especially base chakra, root chakra is all about safety and security. And so often we are motivated by that. Like, what is safe and secure for me? Am I safe to do this? Is it okay for me to go there to do this? Is this the right decision? And when you get a card like that that talks about earth magic, this is all about remembering our connection to the earth. Dust to dust, right? We come from the earth, we go back to the earth, we are connected. And keeping ourselves grounded and reminding ourselves that we are safe, keeping our feet on the ground. All right, so we're going to keep going. Shh. There's nobody out there but thunder. All right, we're going to keep going so that hopefully we can get our cards in while we still have internet. Okay, so this is Rebecca Campbell's Work Your Light Oracle. I love this deck. This is truly one of my favorite decks to work with. And so the first card that we have, I love this card, is Leap, 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 Leap. And we have been, goodness, it sounds like fireworks. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but it sounds like fireworks. So we have been seeing this card come up several times. Leap, Leap, Leap. Do you want to get down? Go on. You want to get down? Come on. Come on. Come on. Get down. Oh, all right. He's like 20. So we've been seeing this card Leap so many times. The card Leap reminds us, and again, we are connected to the earth. We are safe. And the card reminds us to just listen to what is being shared with us in the universe. Trust our higher guidance. Trust that the higher minds of the universe, trust that the goddess of manifestation is with us, and leap. Go for it. Go for it. This is, listen to your higher guidance. Your feet are on the ground, and just go for it. I mean, I am so excited with this. And then here is the next card. It says, answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? Answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? And this is exactly where we started today, because this is a new fiscal year for many, many people, and allowing ourselves to listen to our heart, to listen to our soul. If money was no object, what would you want to do with your time? If you won the lottery, how would you spend your time? How would you spend your time? What would you do? Would you volunteer? Would you teach? Would you sew? Would you travel around the world learning about other cultures? Would you, what would you do? If you had the opportunity to create your dream life, your dream job, how would you spend your day? Believe that these things are possible. I want to tell you, I work in my Mary Kay business. I work as a psychic medium. I volunteer to protect manatees in one of our state parks. I volunteer in lots of places because I can and because I want to, and I want to do things that are meaningful to me. What could you do that would be meaningful to you? And it's amazing because the more I'm able to give of my heart in one place, the more the universe provides the financial stability and the opportunities to support it in another place. Okay, this is something I have taught for a long time about harvesting, and I did pull the other, I did pull the other card, and I'll share that with you in a second, but everything about this reading is reminding me to talk to you about harvesting. We plant seeds, right? A farmer plants seeds, and a farmer is going to plant corn in rows, and he's going to plant lettuce and cabbage and whatever he grows, and he's going to plant that, and he expects in this row where he planted corn, he expects to harvest corn, and over here where he planted cabbages, he expects to harvest cabbages. That makes perfect sense. That is logic. That is, feet on the ground logic. For the higher, we plant over here. We plant our corn over here, but then we're going to harvest rutabagas over here. Okay, so if you plant rutabagas over here, don't be surprised if they harvest over here. We don't plant and harvest in the same place. A farmer does that with his crops in the earth. When we are manifesting and we are creating these things, we will not plant and harvest in the same place. So if you are planting the seeds to play with your kids every day, stress-free, what a beautiful thing to plant, Chandra. What a beautiful thing to plant. Do not expect to harvest that seed over here. Expect to harvest that seed way over here, okay? Because the house, right? Worrying about the house. But the more you choose now to engage with your kids and play with them stress-free, the more opportunity will be created for you to do that, while things over here are happening that are going to open the door and create opportunities and stability and security for you to be over here playing with your kids every day stress-free. So first, we must believe it and act upon it before we see it. So plant that seed of playing with your kids every day stress-free, and then do it. Go for that and enjoy that and stay filled up with that love and gratitude and gratefulness of saying thank you to the universe for allowing me this opportunity to play with my kids every single day stress-free. Because as you put that energy out into the universe is going to be like, well, Chandra needs to keep playing with her kids stress-free every day. We better give her a raise. We better get over here and give her something that's going to allow her to keep doing that. Because the vibration she's putting out in the world right now and what she's feeding into her kids is so important and so wonderful and such a high vibration of love. We've got to make sure she can continue to do that. We're going to give her something over here that makes sure she can keep doing that. And that's how the universe works. It is not linear. It is not if this, then that. All that mathematical stuff, that is earth-based. It is not spirit-based. It is not the universe, that spark of divine. That is not how that goes. And so here is the last card for today. It says break the chain. And I love this because it says ancestral patterns, healing, and rewriting the future. Because we're taught, plant here, harvest here. That's not how it works. Unless you're a farmer planting in the ground. If you are creating manifestation and opportunity and you're creating things of divine love and light and you are creating things in the universe, then you can plant all the corn you want right here. But you're not going to harvest the corn over here. You're going to harvest the corn over there. And some other thing is going to come. You harvest rutabagas or cucumbers or something. Because that's how the universe works. Trust. Believe it before you see it. Break the chain of ancestral beliefs, the things that we have been taught by our parents and our parents' parents and our parents' parents' parents. There's an old Jewish story of a husband and wife, the young couple, they just got married, and the woman is cooking the meal for the Sabbath. And she takes the fish and she cuts off the head and the tail and she puts it in the pan and she bakes it up and she throws the other pieces away. And after a while, the husband looks at her and he says, "How come you are playing with your kids that way? Playing with your kids, I'm reading Chandra's comment. How come you are cutting the fish that way?" And she says, "Gosh, I don't know. My mom always did it that way. My mother did." So the girl goes to the mother and she says, "Mom," and she sees the mom does the thing. She cuts off the head and the tail of the fish, puts it in the pan, puts it in the oven. She says, "Mom, how come you do that with the fish? How come you cut off the head and the tail and throw that away?" She says, "Gosh, I don't know. I always just did it that way because that's how Grandma did it." And so they go to the grandmother and they say to Grandma, and she says, "Grandma, how come you taught me? How come you always, cut off the head and the tail and you put the fish in the pan and you made the she says, "Well, that's how big the pan was. The fish wouldn't fit." So we are taught over and over and over again to do things in a certain way that may not be the way that is right for you or that has anything to do with your ability to manifest. Oh my gosh. And is in fact standing in the way, sorry Instagram, and is in fact standing in the way of your ability to manifest what you truly want and deserve. Break the chain. Break the ancestral chain. Break that chain. And so I want to just recap with this because this has been so fantastic and powerful, that we have Ishtar, the goddess of communion, the Mesopotamian goddess of communion, who is reminding you to listen to your higher guidance, listen to your calling. Where are you being called? Listen, because you are being lifted in the universe. You are being called to something more. Because for however much you feel you are worth and deserve, and whatever value you put on yourself, I guarantee you the universe is at minimum trying to get you to double it. That you are worth so much more and deserving of so much more. And so for whatever value that you place on yourself or think that you deserve, just double it. And so the universe is trying to get you to call, to reach, to dream greatly, to dare greatly, to allow your heart to say what you would truly want and desire and manifest and create if you had every option available to you. Do that. The universe is calling you to think and dream and love and dare greatly, because you deserve so much more than the meagerness that we allow ourselves to ask for. Trust them. Your feet are on the ground. They will be supporting you as you leap forward into your new reality, not worrying about the how. Just believe it is possible. Believe it is already happening, and the cogs of the universe will shift and move to bring that reality to you. Answer the call of your heart. Allow yourself to dream bigger and break the chain of the stale thinking that we have been programmed to think over and over and over again through the years, through our traditions, through our family lineage. Stop cutting off the head of the fish. Get a bigger pan. And I know some of that was already for Chandra, and I'm going to I pulled one more card because Chandra asked for that, and the card that I pull is Starseed. And what it says, Chandra, at the bottom in the little print, it says, what lights you up? And you already know, you already shared with us what lights you up. Follow that. Plant that seed of playing with your children every day, stress-free, in love, in joy, in gratitude. And know that the universe will move the cogs of the universe so that something lands over here that allows you to keep doing that. I am so grateful for the time, for the ability to communicate with you, to connect with you, for the time that you take out of your busy days to spend a few minutes with me. I am so grateful. We do have the beginning mediumship class is starting this Thursday for 6 weeks. It is a live Zoom training with me. If you would like to work with me in the group, please let me know, and we'll set you up with all the information you need for the live Zoom 6 weeks class of beginning mediumship. Whether you're planning to be a working medium or not, the skills and the abilities will help you with so many things in your life. If you are an empath and you feel like you need a little bit more training there on becoming an empowered empath, the online course is still available. Dworkin-Smith.learn.com. We left it open. We just decided to leave the enrollment open so people could take advantage of it when they wanted to. Wednesday night we'll be back here for meditation at 7, and I want to thank you all so very much for spending some time with me today, and I wish you a very happy, healthy, safe, belated 4th of July. If you are in Florida or anywhere in the path of Tropical Storm Elsa, please be safe, be cautious, and make sure that you are taking good care of yourself. You are so worth it. Mwah. Loved. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say. On the Facebook page, we are so close to reaching 900 followers on our Facebook page in our beautiful community of light. So please consider sharing me with a friend. When we reach 900, I will give away another free 30-minute reading. So if you're on Instagram, come and follow us on the Facebook page. If you're on the Facebook page, please share us with your friends, and share, if you like this video, share it with your friends. When we reach 900 followers and amazing people in our community of light, we will do another free 30-minute reading. Mwah! Have a great week. Chandra, you are so welcome. Have a fantastic week, everyone. We'll see you next week.